Some people in Balch Springs are bugged with their city's code enforcement department. They say it's gone too far by issuing notices for not having address numbers affixed to their homes, and the fine is a big one. And so they turn to Fox 4's Saul Garza for help.
Put numbers on the plaque, put the plaque on the house.
Michael Stidham is in a battle with Balch Springs over numbers.
It said that I have 10 days to put numbers on the house.
In May, Stidham got a notice of violation for failing to have his address affixed to his house. He says he's owned the property for 30 years. The numbers on his mailbox and curb have been just fine.
And it's been sufficient for 30 years.
We never had a problem. I've been here 15 years.
Neighbor Cheryl Leal got the same warning letter, but she wasted no time putting up her numbers.
I can't afford $800 for 4 numbers on my house. There's no way.
That's right. Stidham's fine for not complying, a whopping $810.
$810 could be their groceries for a month. It could be their house payment. You know, I mean, that's scary.
Stidham points out the number on the notice doesn't even go to the right department. He says he left a message with code compliance. No one called him back. He says he was trying to find out what the requirements were, the size of the numbers, the color, location, where they needed to be placed. Turns out residents have to call code compliance or look up the ordinance online.
I find that very intimidating over street numbers. I've actually lost sleep over this, which is absurd.
In an apparent attempt to avoid a ticket, we found some neighbors who put numbers on the curb, the mailbox, and on the house twice. Others not only posted the numbers, but even spelled them out too. Still others used duct tape as their numbers.
So if code comes knocking,
You do it quickly.
But some residents say the city needs to practice what it preaches. We found City Hall with no address affixed to the building. The rec center has it on the sign, but not on the building as required by the ordinance. The same for municipal court. The fire station does have the address, but the numbers are black on a maroon background against city ordinance. We also found this house without an address on it. It's Mayor Carrie Marshall's house. She told me over the phone that she recently had gutters installed, the numbers inadvertently covered up. She told me that's no excuse and the issue has been taken care of. Mayor Marshall says that she has no problem with getting a notice like other Balch Springs residents.
And I put new numbers on my mailbox.
The city manager tells me that city ordinance has been in the books for years, and it's simply trying to be proactive. She tells me that out of the more than 500 warning letters issued to residents this year, the majority have complied. There are still about 200 open cases. The city says it just wants to make sure that police and fire are able to get to the correct house in case of an emergency.
I would think they would want them on the curb more than they would want them on the house.
The city says it gave Stidham a similar notice last year, but apparently the code officer never went back to check if he had complied. Stidham says he never got that letter, but he has since complied and hopes that it will help his case when he goes before a local judge in September. We'll keep you posted. Saul Garza, Fox 4 News.